Folks, it's Pecktec and I'm back here to do an unboxing for So You've Been Eaten. We're going to take a quick look around the box. See, I'm busted. So I did open this up and take a quick look inside just to make sure. And then I decided maybe I'll do an unboxing and a repacking and kind of show you guys what all's inside of here. So let's take a look. The first thing we come across is the tuck boxes. Because all of this has been packed to be shipped to us, the tuck boxes are assembled, but they're mostly empty. These first two tuck boxes are empty. We're going to refill those in just a little bit. But here's just a quick look at the art and stuff that's on there. The last tuck box contains the cards for the game, and we will probably, we're going to take a look at those cards here in just a minute. In from the factory, they have all the cards sealed up here in this sealed up here together. We're going to break these apart and sort them out in just a little bit. Also, what we have here are some dice. These are 3d6 dice, and I noticed that there was something on the dice. It looked like they were kind of had like little holes in them, like they were acid etched or something. Now, I don't know if those are design flaws, like those were bubbles in the mold, or if it's supposed to look like it's been sort of melted by acid. Either way, it's kind of thematic and works. It doesn't really make the dice any less interesting or anything. They're probably not the greatest quality dice, but who cares? They're D6s and they look pretty cool. This one here is Digestion Die. This was a Kickstarter, I believe this was a Kickstarter stretch goal that came through. It's just a dice you can roll for the beast instead of taking one of the stomach dice. And it's for solo mode. In here we have some of the upgraded acrylic stuff. I guess maybe it's not acrylic, but resin, these plastic components. And here we have the crystals. Now, I was surprised. The crystals look okay. Like they look a little bit better in the light than they do when you're just kind of holding them in your hand. I didn't feel like I could see the colors very well and stuff, but I don't know. I'm going to have to play a game with them and see if it aggravates me or not. I was really surprised though that they didn't seem to come with the cardboard components, at least that I could see. I did not see any cardboard versions of these. So if you got the deluxe version, you probably just get these, and they look pretty neat. I have to say overall they look pretty cool. Some of them especially. Some look better than others. But yeah, those are the crystals that you'll be collecting inside of the stomach of the beast, and I believe there's 8 of those in different colors. And last thing we have here is these little upgrade tiles. You'll just have to peel the paper off. That paper's on there so that they don't get scratched up, I guess. And yeah, these are another little, I guess they're a bonus item for the deluxe kit to change out some cardboard. We also had some wood components. And again, I didn't get any cardboard versions of these components. It's only the wood versions. And I believe you only got these with the deluxe. So maybe that's the difference between a deluxe box and a retail box that I think we should expect a little bit later on. You'll be moving these things up as the beast attacks the miner. You'll be moving these things up, and it could be one of those things that determines one of the wind conditions and stuff. It's just another little component for this game. I haven't played this game. I've read all the rules, and I've experimented a little bit, but I have not played it yet. This is the skid plate. They made this, I think this was in response to the cards sliding along the game board. I guess they felt, or some people felt, that they would perhaps wear it out. I don't remember everything about that. And here's a mini expansion that also is part of the Kickstarter campaign and came with the deluxe kit. We're going to try out that skid plate here in a minute and just kind of, we'll see how it does in comparison to nothing at all. There's not much to this expansion, just those little things to punch out and some more rules. And of course we've got these 2 rule books. The first rule book is the main rule book, and it's going to have everything you really need to know to play, especially if you're going to play versus, with versus one other person. This is all you need is this rule book to figure it out. It's really nicely laid out. I've read the PDF version of this rule book a bunch of times, but I haven't really flipped through this one. But it looks to be mostly the same. It's about 12 pages in all, and a really easy read. We also have a solo rule book, which breaks down all the stuff you need to know to play solo. You can either play the miner solo, or you can be the robot solo. So you can play it either way, or you can play both solos against each other if you're just wacky like that. So there's this contains everything you need to know to play the solo version of the game. And it's pretty short. Up next, we're going to have the main board components, and this is going to be the game board side for the miner, and this is the solo side if you're going to play it solo. So you can flip either side of these boards around and play. So if you're the beast playing a solo against the miner, you can just flip that side of the board around, or vice versa on the other side. And this is just me kind of taking a look at how these upgrade tiles fit onto here. It's pretty nice, so kind of transparent, so you can see what's underneath it. And we'll compare those to the cardboard versions of that, which we did get. And here's some of the middle part. As you can see, it's kind of got a little bit of, it's raised up. It's two-sided, and it's like that on both sides. So it's like 3 pieces of cardboard put together on those. It's pretty thick. Seems to be pretty good quality. I didn't really pull them up and pull them up next to each other to see if they're warped or anything. But just in a casual inspection, they seem to be pretty decent. And that's the beast side of it. The solo side and the normal side, which you can also flip around depending on what you want to do. It had this one cardboard component, I guess, sprue or page of things, and it also contained, so this contained the dice tower and a few other optional components. Something else that I got as part of the Kickstarter campaign was this confused immune system. I don't remember the circumstances on this particular one, but that was just something that was added in later. So I actually already built this dice tower, but I thought I would take it apart and build it again just for you folks. So this thing went together pretty easy. I didn't look at any instructions or anything when I was putting it together, but I have built many little dice tower kits and things before. It's very much like the dice tower from Wingspan. It kind of goes together the same way, and it was really easy to put together. Not very complicated at all. I was hoping there would be a way for this to maybe fit inside the other one and store inside the box, but as you'll see later, it will have to be broken down to be put back in the box. It's a pretty decent dice tower, though. I mean, dice towers are a really simple device. And what's notable, too, is the way they did it. You can use it in a couple of different ways. You can use it with the dice tower attached to this tray. You can also just pull that dice tower right off the top and use it to kind of tumble the dice for you a little bit if you don't feel like doing that or want to do it with a little bit more control, or just use the tray at the bottom as a dice tray for itself. Moving on to the cards. We have the mutation cards. These will be cards that the beast plays every turn to sort of guess which of the bacteria is going to affect the miner. If you guess correctly on that, you get to move that bacteria track up, and that's one way that the beast can win. The next thing we have is the immune response cards. This is another set of cards that the beast will use to try and win. If they ever get 5 of these, they win the game. And there's a lot of different, and they kind of buff the beast too. They give the beast different special abilities, and there's lots of those. Then we've got the stomach cards. Now these is what the beast will be doling out along that stomach. and they have tools on there and little pieces of bacteria that the miner's trying to get to, and the crystals that the miner's trying to get to are all in there. So those will come out, and there's a lot of those too, quite a few of those cards. So we also have some reference cards. Player reference cards are also are always appreciated and stuff, and they have a couple of different versions of these cards, presumably for solo play and for normal games and stuff too. So there's a lot of different ways to play this game, and it looks like they've given you a good reference for just about anything that you might want to do to kind of help those games along. Here's a little bit of a comparison with the upgrade tiles. Of course, the red ones are the special, like Kickstarter extras one, or maybe deluxe, part of the deluxe components. And these other ones are the paper ones that were in the same sprue as the dice tray. I kind of like the paper ones better. Like, I don't know, I like that yellow and black. It just kind of looks more industrial or something than these things. Now they're not bad, and I'll probably play with both of them, but I don't know. I guess that comes down to personal preference, but there's the comparison between the two. And I wanted to play with this skid plate too. I wasn't entirely sure how this came to be. These folds in that seem to impede the purpose of this thing. Like, it won't sit very flat. I kind of played with it for a second in this direction and thought, well, maybe it was meant to be the other direction, and I flipped it around that way and kind of messed with it there. It does kind of fit between those little notches on either side. Either way it's folded, those little bends, those little folds there are going to cause a problem. And really, I don't know. I don't think they kind of, it definitely doesn't add to the experience. If that was like a little neoprene plate or something like that, that would be amazing. And it would be super easy to like cut a little neoprene plate to fit in there if you really wanted to do it. I think you could have even rolled it up and put it in the box. I decided to try it just without anything on there, and the cards seem to slide across the different tiles pretty easily, the different parts of the board. They did get hung up a little bit on this other part of the board, and maybe I could have just pushed it in a little bit better. And really, just if you handle it kind of gingerly, it'll slide across there too. So I didn't really see a big problem with just using the board as is. So here we are putting everything back together. And I wondered why they included so many tuck boxes until I kind of looked at them real close, and I see that one of these boxes is basically just for all your little extra cardboard pieces and all the little components. All these, they call them tiles, but all these little chits and these different things. You can even put both sets, the cardboard and the acrylic set of those upgrade tiles, and all the little wooden components and all the plastic components. Everything will fit inside of there. I was even able to fit the dice in there. I found the beast die a little bit later on, and I shoved it inside this box also. But this basically holds everything that isn't cards in this one little box here. And I just used the artwork to kind of match up the different things to go in here. And in each one of these boxes, I included the odd one. Like, I put all the little player aids inside of this box too. And again, I just kind of matched up the artwork, and eventually, I don't see it at first, but I eventually put that other set of cards, like the cards that the beast uses to guess the bacteria here on the other side. And I wanted to show you too, they left a lot of room, and I was a little curious about this at first, but it looks like if you sleeved these cards and they were about double the size, they would still fit. So they left plenty of room for sleeved cards, which is always appreciated. There's those last few cards that I forgot. Yeah, plenty of room for sleeved cards, best I can tell. This is the best way I found to kind of pop this open. I do worry that these little pieces that fit together might eventually kind of wear out. The time will tell on that. There's that die I forgot. Time will tell on that, but I'm not super worried about it. But This is the way I repacked everything and just throwing all the expansions and that little skid plate right there on the bottom. Then from there, I went with something, the heaviest thing, which is going to be that the boards itself. I suppose you could put that in first if you wanted to have better access to those other things. I threw that on the rule book just so things wouldn't be rubbing against the board that I threw in there next to it. So then all the tuck boxes. And then right about here, I'm trying to figure out a way to get this dice tower in. Spoiler alert, it will not go in no matter what I try. So I tried a couple of different things and I was really hoping I could figure out a way to make that work. But even if there was space for it, it's just too tall. It won't fit in there all assembled. So I did eventually just kind of disassemble half of it, the top half. And everything fit just fine. I did notice, everything's kind of loose in there. There's a little bit of room to move around. But we'll give it a tumble test and kind of take a look. And as you can see, everything's going to be just fine. You'll be able to store this vertically or however you want. Overall, I'd say it's a great job. And I'm looking forward to playing it.